friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. In today's video, we will talk about the Mars Ketu conjunction which is going to happen in the sign of Leo or Siva from 7th June 2025 to 28th July 2025. And this is going to be a very dangerous conjunction, especially for India and the world, more so for India. We will see why it is so in this video. Now you can see two charts on the screen. The left hand side chart is the chart when Mars enters Leo on 7th June 2025 at 2:28 am IST. And Ketu will enter Leo on May 18th 2025 at 4:30 pm. So in short, from June 7th 2025, Mars and Ketu will be in the same sign, and Mars is going to remain in the sign of Leo till 28th July. The right hand side chart is when there is an exact conjunction between Mars and Ketu, that is, they are at the near same degree. So if you see the right hand side chart, Mars is at 28 degrees, Ketu is at 26 degrees, and Moon is at 5 degrees. This is a very intense and volatile period. That is the time frame between 18th July to 27th July 2025. We'll understand why it is so. Now, what is Mars actually? Mars symbolizes aggression, conflicts, assertiveness. Ketu, on the other hand, symbolizes sudden events, detachment, and spiritual insight. So their conjunction in the sign of Leo or Siha, which is a fiery sign and which represents power and authority, can lead to unpredictable events. Mars is a soldier and Ketu is a planet without a head. So think of this as a soldier who has gone berserk. So this conjunction can lead to sudden terror attacks. It can lead to increased risk of conflict and military action. It can lead to sudden political upheavals or leadership changes. Why? Because Leo is the sign of leadership, power, government, and authority. And the Mars-Ketu conjunction here can bring challenges to traditional leadership, to authoritative structures, and it can create social unrest. It can also lead to earthquakes and seismic activity. Volcanic activity will increase in this time period. Now, Ketu in Leo challenges traditional leadership, authoritative structures, and it shows detachment from leadership by the masses. It shows a shift in political power. It shows possible assassination or rebellion against authority. At the same time, you have Rahu in the sign of Aquarius, which can show social uprising, technological advances, and attacks using artificial intelligence or cyber attacks. Now, Mars is warlike in nature. Ketu is unpredictable. Ketu always wants to run away from things. Ketu symbolizes leaving things, detachment. Mars symbolizes fire, explosion, and Ketu represents hidden forces. So the Mars-Ketu conjunction, wherever it happens, can result in terror attacks, can result in earthquakes, can result in drastic changes in leadership, especially because it is happening in the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is the natural fifth house of the zodiac belt. On a world plane, the fifth house represents investments, it represents children, it represents love, and Leo as a sign represents government, people in power and authority. So when the Mars-Ketu conjunction happens in Leo, all these areas will suffer. So wherever this conjunction is happening, it can lead to terror attacks, it can lead to youth protests, It can lead to social uprisings. So it is a very dangerous time for the world. Europe may see major terror attacks in this time period. Now, why is this conjunction so dangerous for India? I want you to look at the right hand side chart. Now, for India, the sign of Leo is the fourth house because India has a Taurus ascendant. So, fourth house symbolizes the motherland, the country, it symbolizes the masses, and being the sign of Leo, it shows power, authority, government. The third house in India's chart is the sign of Cancer, which is ruled by Moon. And if you see the period from around 27th July, Moon is in close proximity to Mars and Ketu in Leo. Now, the third house in any chart represents borders, represents neighboring countries. So, Moon has come in proximity with Mars and Ketu in the sign of Leo. Moon is the third lord in India's horoscope. And Mars Ketu represents terror activities. Mars Ketu represents war. Moon represents a neighbor. So it could be Pakistan, it could be China, it could be any other country which could engage in a war with India in this time period, which can disturb the Indian public in a big way. There could be terror attacks also within India because Leo is the fourth house in India's chart, and Moon Mars Ketu conjunction here symbolizes terror attacks. It could symbolize attacks by neighboring countries like China or Pakistan on India. Or it could also symbolize India getting into a war with Pakistan to get back its territory like POK. Now it is important to look at the position of the sun also. And you can see in the left hand side chart, Saturn aspects Sun and Uranus. In the right hand side chart, Saturn aspects Uranus in India's ascendant. Uranus represents sudden events, sudden attacks. Saturn's aspect further creates complications here. If you see carefully, Mars, Ketu and Moon in the right hand side chart of 27th July 2025 forms a Shadashtak with Saturn. That is, they are in 6-8 positions from each other, which definitely indicates that India will be engaged in some kind of conflict in this time period. This could take the shape of terror attacks within the country, or it could be India engaging in a war with a neighboring country like China or Pakistan. Now, one more thing, Pisces is the sign of giving things away. It is the last sign of leaving things. And Saturn here imposes restrictions on people spending money or giving things away easily. It forms a Shadashtak with Mars, Ketu and Moon. And Saturn is the 10th lord in India's chart. So it definitely symbolizes that during this time period, the kind of karma India will involve in clearly shows some kind of war. Army will get involved in a big way in this time period in some kind of military conflict is what is seen. So India may be engaged in a war either from the northwest direction or from the southeast directions. The southern states will also be impacted along with portions of Bengal, Manipur and the regions bordering Bangladesh is what I see very clearly in this time frame. So friends, this is not a good time for India. The month of July is going to be very tough time, and Indian masses have to be prepared for this scenario. The only advice I can give you is to keep adequate stock of food grains in your home and also adequate cash with you, because in this time period there could be religious conflicts, disputes, riots within India as well, or India getting engaged in a major war with a neighboring country. We will see that happen very soon. So friends, I'll conclude this video here. You can write to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com or reach us through our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye, take care and stay safe.